overly obsessed with game revenue. Huh? Why are you guys so obsessed with game revenue? Any conversation about games always come back to how much money they make. More revenue does not mean good game. Uh-oh. More revenue does not mean good game. But it's gonna EOS. It's the only objective thing. And also EOS potential. The latter should be really compounded with company record. This is going to be very, very interesting to read actually. So yeah, the reason why most people care about revenue is obviously because I'm sure most of you guys here have experienced at least one or two gacha games that EOS. Be it Princess Connect, be it Exo's Heroes, be it Illusion Connect, be it Super String. I'm sure all of you guys have experienced one way or form of another. What else? Brave Frontier, World Flipper. I mean, yeah, I'm sure all of you guys here have heard of or at least have experienced, one of these EOS. And game revenue is probably the best indication of detecting that, right? So it makes sense, right? If you want to try to avoid that from happening, knowing a little bit about how well a game does revenue-wise usually is an indication of how long they will last. Somewhat. Counterside is getting there. Really scary, really close. But to be fair, there are some games, again, once it reaches at a low point, you can argue, okay, how is Girls Frontline, how is Higan, how is Artery Gear, how is Neural Cloud still kind of staying there, right? Success rate percent, Tower of Fantasy. I'm waiting to experience outer shit. Yo, chill, man. Outer plane hater. You used to be the outer plane lover. Stop it. Stop being the hater, alright? Never let hate consume you. Anyways, highly speculative. I could also add that higher revenue could also mean a bigger player base and fits into appeal to popularity. If a lot of people are playing it, it should be good, right? It should be better than the other game. Doesn't work 100% of the time. Please refute me if possible. A bit more knowledge is always welcome. Also, you love your pink goddess, Alicia. If a lot of people are playing it, it should be good. It usually is. That means it appeals to more people. But games that appeal to more people, that means might not appeal to niche people. I think this doesn't just apply to gacha games. It applies to every game. PAL World is a good example. And if you look outside of PAL World, everybody that loves shooting games loves Valorant, for example, right? Sure, there are some people that hate Valorant, but Valorant and Apex Legends, those are PUBG Mobile, Fortnite. They are more niche shooters for sure, but those are definitely, there's a reason why most people are playing those, right? Because those games are generally just fun, I assume, right? It happened with mobile as well. Everyone is playing League of Legends or Dota 2. That one is those two are the most famous alongside with Mobile Legends. Bang bang. I'm sure there are some mobiles that are not as famous, but hey, that's just how it is. It's a thing that can be talked about. The most quantitative metrics for how successful a game is, and also help decide whether the game are EOS or not. Success is measured with the thing with game revenue, right? Which I do agree that somewhat it is reflective of the success a little bit, sure. But there are some games that are doing a little bit of an extra stuff. They maybe sell merch, for example, and then they have anime. I'm looking Azur Lane, Arknights. Those two games are pretty good. They are doing actually really well, right? If you look at the just the total player, just the community overall. CN gacha games were not EOS as long as Bilibili. More revenue does not mean good game, not all, but it usually is. More revenue generally means more people liking the game. And popular game is usually good. It's the best metric we have since it's not subjective. Also easy way to spot incoming EOS. Usually it leads to this, right? It leads to EOS. Alright, it's all about that. It's true that more money doesn't mean quality, but at least it reassures you that your investment in the game won't be going off anytime soon. As someone who watched Dragon Nest servers crash and burn into flames, my days and months of grinding disappeared as the server was apparently already running on their backup servers to save money. He watched Dragon Nest servers crash and burn into flames. That's a little bit unfortunate. That's what I cannot understand. Maybe if I will be the whale, then yes, I want to invest to beat all other players and be number one. But if I'm a normal player and don't pay too much, why I must care about that? I pay for spending my time better or to give my thanks to developers. If game shut down after end month, I already got my part of the joy. But what if you can play the game longer? You will get part of your joy even more. I think most people, yeah, sure, you could say that, okay, if you spend a game for 1 month and then EOS afterwards and then you get your part of your joy. But what if you can play that game for 1 year? Wouldn't you want to? As a free-to-play, mostly disagree. It's the game I play, of course I want it to last as long as it can. Logically, yeah. Maybe you just don't like the games, then lol. I've been playing Azur Lane over 4 years. And I will be super sad if it's gone. Seeing low revenue would at least ease me into it. Many normal players value their time and like having things to show for it. When the game goes EOS, all that time and energy feels wasted. Gone as if it wasn't there at all. While that's the risk when playing live service games, it doesn't hurt. It does hurt, regardless, when it happens, and so people worry about it happening, which I think is perfectly reasonable. Yeah, I think this is a very good one. Azur Lane anime sales failed. Did it fail though? I mean, it's a good attempt, right? You maybe it failed, but yeah, maybe with the season 1 there's potential season 2, season 3 coming. You never know. So it's hard to say for sure. Ownership. When you purchase a product, you are supposed to be the owner. Unfortunately for live service games, that will never be the case, as all of your in-game items are connected to the game servers. That's true. That's actually true. For some, seeing their game doing well is a sign that their purchases will not disappear. Thus, their false ownership over the items in the game will not vanish. This is the reason why some people want to have an offline version of a dead gacha. Dead gacha games. If you read an agreement with Steam, for example, you will see that all games that you bought are not yours. In every moment, owner of the game can take it back or block your access to the game. With online games, even worse, because you have rights to play and pay, but you will not own anything. That's why I don't understand people disappointment about online payments, pay or not. Because most people don't read the TOS. I think he's talking about the terms and service, and most people probably don't read that, and that's fine. But yeah, I do agree that in the TOS, it's mentioned that you don't really own the product, and they can always, revoke your access to it at any point in time. You can't sue the company, so there's that. Yeah, I think that statement is true, but that doesn't mean that people are going to like that when it happens to them. But yeah, ideally it ties down to EOS pretty much. Money, time, EOS. That's why people like to care a lot about revenue.